In this video, I will be discussing a very strange, religious, medieval, culty, deadly backrooms level that is extremely unique in its design and in the lore as a whole. It's level 116, also known as the God Spire, and it's a very rare level to find inside of the backrooms, and it's also pretty strange. If you like levels that are full of witchcraft, cult things, creatures, a medieval theme to tie it all together, then you're gonna like this. It's gonna be a fun video. Stick around for the explanation if you don't mind, and with all that said, leave a like for this video. Anyways, let's get to the explanation of level 116, the God Spire, shall we? Level 116 has been given a safe classification rating for some reason, and it's known for its varying curiosities and the population of peasant medieval people that live here. I'm just gonna tell you right now, you probably shouldn't listen to the level classification because it's lying to you. But the level as a whole is comprised of several different areas. The main point of interest is the town, the little village that is at the center of the level, and I'll explain that first. This tiny little village is full of small stone and wood houses that are connected by cobblestone streets. The village usually experiences good weather, and it's noted that it's usually crisp and cool in the nighttime, with sun and light rain showers during the daytime. The houses inside of the village are stone, and they have this very medieval vibe, what you would imagine a peasant city would look like. These different houses also have balconies and patios and windows and that sort of stuff as well as a few small gardens in each of them. The townsfolk seem to grow all their own food and herbs that they use inside of these small garden beds, and that'll come up later in the video too. But if you follow these cobblestone streets beyond the houses and beyond the alleyways, you'll eventually be led to the main point of interest inside of this level, where the strange creature that resides over this place lives, where the level's named after. This is the God Spire, or the Mega Church. It's this megalithic, huge tower that takes place as a church. The level's page says that, quote, "The crooked spire of this grim monolith is far taller than any of its surroundings. It's truly inspiring, if not a bit macabre." I'll get back to the church in a little bit because that's where some weird stuff happens, but beyond the church, there's a few stone bridges, a few mossy covered stone pathways and archways, and there's the wilderness area beyond that. There's two ways you can go beyond the church, once to the left and once to the right. If you go to the right side, you'll be led to the sea, the ocean part of this level, known as the Vermilion Sea. This is a large body of water that has kind of a light pinkish reddish hue to it, and it seems to expand infinitely outwards in the direction east and northeast. The water here is murky and it's red and it can't be seen through, and since it is red, it's very intimidating to look at, and the locals in the village never go near it. There's no lodging, there's no beaches, there's no cafes on the water. People seem to avoid the water as if it's something bad, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you now, it is something bad, and more will be connected to that later. If you go to the left of the church, the other direction, you'll reach the area known as the Hollowed Hills, which, you guessed it, is a large expanse of grassy hills dotted with fog. Along these hills, you also find little shacks as well as bushes and trees. This is kind of the wilderness area of the level, and it's the western part. People usually come here and interact with the fields, and it's where the peasants grow food too, and the largest of these hills is used by the townfolk for prayer each morning. But these hills and the water and the church and the village, everything exudes extremely dark and culty energy, and you'll see why in a second, but it's just, you shouldn't trust anything you see if you come here. Don't believe this is some little calm medieval village with some church. No, it's not. It's very strange. The main creature here is the townfolks themselves, and they look to be just regular medieval peasants. They wear cloth that's been dyed and definitely are like underprivileged, but they usually kind of just don't really talk. They go to church a few days a week, and they pray on the hill, and they eat vegetables they grow, and that's it. The god that they seem to worship is actually a goddess, and her name is Memuerti. Memuerti. This entity seems to have some sort of dominion over the level, to the point where the townsfolk literally call her a god and they praise her, and they etch her into artwork, they carve her into stone. She definitely has some kind of power. But the entity herself looks like some woman that's kind of been sewn together. She has fleshy bits and bones that are in the shape of a human woman, and the art pic depicting her is very unsettling. She looks gaunt, she looks like she's never eaten a day in her life, like her skin is stretched so thinly over her bones, it's disgusting. But beyond her ghostly appearance, we really don't know much about her, where she comes from, what actual lore she has, other than she's just this weird looking creature, or what the extent of her power is. is. But what we do know is that she demands these townsfolk worship her, and she is not a benevolent god. She is an evil, bad god. And at about this time in the level's description is when it takes a very morbid twist. And to get the full extent of what's going on here, the person that found this level, they wrote about it in like a diary format. So I'm just gonna read to you directly from that diary. That way you get the full vibe on what happened in this level and what this person experienced inside of the church when they went there. Because this is the way to do it fully justice, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Quote, "At the end of the mid-morning celebration, Salwa, the four chosen ones, and I made the arduous journey up the steep hill. Along the way, Salwa explained that 4 were chosen every month to make this pilgrimage to aid in the construction of Merti's new home. About halfway up is when the stench began. A putrid, dreadful odor, though I never could have imagined its source. Like a dead dog sat in the summer heat, it was a stagnant, oppressive rot. When we reached the peak, I almost couldn't comprehend the scene in front of me. As the chosen ones, disrobed, I took in my surroundings. The air was filled with a sickening cacophony, wails of agony echoing off each other in a discordant harmony. It took me longer than it should have to realize what I was looking at. Hundreds of bodies were twisted and bent in ways I never imagined possible. Blistered skin fused like a patchwork quilt pulled taut over the undulating tower. Interlocked legs to shoulders, torso to torso, the multitude were stacked, stretched to form a horrible structure. The lowest rungs were nearly stripped to the bone, and soon I saw why. The chosen ones, now as naked as the day they were born, began to climb, using any orifice and crevice possible to aid their ascent. Their feet and hands tore at the squirming mass of flesh to gain leverage. As they hoisted themselves higher, stray hands grasped and clawed feverishly, scoring their bodies from head to toe. When they reached the top, the contorted figures unfolded to greet them. Now lubricated by the excrement and viscera accumulated during their climb, they slid seamlessly into the obelisk. All I could do was watch, horrified and awestruck. I didn't know what could have possibly driven all these people to abandon their humanity and to create such an abomination. After the obscene ritual I witnessed, I bade farewell to Salwa, gathered my belongings, and left Godspire, never to return." So yeah, you just heard what the level is, and it seems to be like inside the church building, the giant tower that's of stone, there's just a giant human sacrifice flesh pit that the level eats from. And this goddess convinces people, these volunteers, these chosen ones, to go up in there and be added to this living flesh pit. Somehow, the people in this flesh pit are sewn together, fused at a biological level, and they're still alive and moving, but they're one gigantic tower now. And every single person that gets added to it makes the tower taller, which is just horrifically disturbing. And it's like Monument Mythos meets Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. It's horrible. To enter this terrible place, you can be on level 77, and you can follow a path from there to here. To exit, you can walk off into the hallowed hills until you find a giant gorge. This gorge will lead you out of this horrible cult level, where they sacrifice you alive, into the next level. But this place was extremely unnatural to read. It's one of those levels that I just genuinely don't even know what to say. That was horrible. It was well written though, I gotta say. But it's one of the most extreme examples of cults inside the Backrooms. There are other cults as well in the lore, and if you want me to talk about those, leave a like, I might make a whole video about it. But level 116's cult might take the cake. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, that way the video gets out to as many people as possible. I hope you're having a great day, and hope you're enjoying Brugmas as well. Thank you all for your amazing support. If you want to support me even more, and if you want to check out more stuff I have another channel called Spoogly. I upload there a bunch. I have a TikTok account and an Instagram account where I upload a bunch as well. There's extra content over there if you want to get to know me more. Check out those platforms. Like I said, hopefully you have a great day. With all that said, I will go ahead and end the video here, and I'll see you later. Bye.